everyone. Welcome to the Hugh Spotlight. It's another brand new show, and I have on the hot seat a very special guest, Garrett Nealis. Welcome to the Hugh Spotlight, Garrett.
Well, thanks for having me, Tracy. Excited to be here tonight.
I know. Hey, we're getting back to live performance.
Yes.
How does that feel for you?
It's pretty surreal feeling after the last couple of years that we've been through, but certainly exciting. It's amazing, though, to think of how many little things you have to brush up on and just kind of make sure that you have in place to get ready for the, return to live music.
And, you did have some performances in 2021. What was it like getting back on stage, and did you feel a different energy from the fans?
Yeah, it was definitely a different feeling. And not just the fans, I think we all shared in it. There was a little bit of uncertainty still flowing through, and it's like, is this, are we back, or is this just like a little tease right here? So I think we were walking on eggshells a little bit, and it definitely was a different energy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how things are going to play out this time here.
Yeah, and the music scene certainly has changed. So let's talk about the local scene, Garrett. Growing up here, Winnipeg guy, want to do music. How hard is it to really get into the business, or is it pretty easy?
Well, that's a tough question. I think that it's tough to convince yourself just to go for it and to start anything. And I think that that's the biggest challenge when you're taking on this journey as an artist, is to convince yourself that, hey, let go of the safety net and just go after this, and to put yourself out there. And your most emotive work of art, that is your own writing and your story, to put that out there to be judged by other people or consumed by other people is a pretty difficult thing to get over. But it's certainly something that I look forward to every time that I put pen to paper and write a song. So.
And there is, I guess, a sense of maturity if you kind of look at your first song to where you are now, and you've been doing this for probably about 7 or 8 years now. How have you seen yourself grow personally, and how has being in this industry, in the music industry, maybe made you what you are today?
Yeah, well, definitely when I started out, and for the majority of the time that I've called myself a musician, it was a lot of hard work, but not necessarily with any direction. So I'd say that it was hard work with a lack of discipline. And what's really helped me grow as a person with this is learning how to kind of compartmentalize everything. You can't just, you're not just going to jump to that, Hollywood level in overnight. There's little steps that you have to take each day. And you can get pretty overwhelmed by looking at other people's success or thinking about all the things you have to do, like, oh, I got to shoot a music video. Oh, I got to write this next song. Oh, I got to meet this deadline. And learning how to compartmentalize and just enjoying the process, and also trying to enjoy life too with all of this. It's a pretty amazing experience to get to play live music or to write a song and put that out for the world. So in that sense, it's given me a lot of gratitude and a lot of presence as a human. So.
And a few business smarts now too.
Yeah.
Because it is a marketing world. And it's not all sugar-coated and a fairy tale of, oh, I'm writing and penning a song, and it's like Taylor Swift talking about all of her breakups, and boom, it's you've got the #1 hit. There's a lot of misses before you get that hit. And Garrett, now, what does the modern musician look at now? It's not, like you said, you're not going to get that big hit. And there's so many things on how do you define yourself,
right? Your
music.
Yeah, so I think that the biggest thing that I'm focusing on right now is, how do I bring a value added to my music? There's so many amazing artists out there, and the game has never been so competitive with Spotify, TikTok, everything. Everybody's releasing music right now, it seems. So the biggest thing for me is figuring out who are my listeners, who are my fans, and how do I bring a value added to them? So I've figured out for me that, you know, I want to create a community of people that have similar interests as I do. So I'm kind of that music meets athletics. I'm a big golf nerd, you know, and I love just the fitness, the health, and everything. So what I want to do is try and bring that value added to a community like that through, you know, social media, through giveaways, whatever it can be, and that's what I'm really working on right now.
And that's, you know, a really kind of interesting take to it, because first of all, you know, whether you're rock and roll or whether you're pop or whether you're adult contemporary, that sort of gone now? And it's like you said, you kind of look at who you want to have listen to your music.
Yeah, I mean, music is becoming, like, the pop industry and pop kind of genre is becoming genreless. Like, you know, there's so much crossover and blending and bending of the genres. So yeah, it's more about finding your audience and who you really are resonating with.
Okay, so now we talk about songwriting, and it's all about wearing your heart on your sleeve. And for you now, mental wellness is a big component, and I think part of your storytelling too as well. And so I guess the story for you and what the messaging that you want to bring out in your music as far as that goes with mental health and wellness.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I really focus on anytime that there's mental health or wellness things is really giving the listener a way out. You know, the last thing you want is for the listener to become your therapist. And certainly I think the biggest thing for me is anytime I'm writing about something to do with that is, okay, you know, what is the other side to the story? You know, what are we doing to make sure that we're getting back to either baseline or you know, improving, however you want to put it. So. And
so I guess now, if you look at your music now, what is most important to you? Like, what do you want to, I guess, go with your music? You know, who you want to have it listen to? You know, where do you want to go with it?
Well, with my music, I do have kind of goals of doing some bigger things than just having, you know, albums out or doing tours and whatnot. And one of those things that I really want to do is create almost a mentorship program where retired veteran musicians can provide that mentorship to young artists like I was growing up. And, you know, I want to create a safe haven place where younger artists can come to and be like, hey, you know, like, I'm struggling with addiction, or I'm struggling with scheduling, or, you know, I don't know where the hell to start with this. Like, just providing them with some sort of like locker room type place where you can share anything, and it's totally off the cuff talk and a free resource. I think that would be a huge, if I can help knock off 10 days, 10 months, or 10 years from somebody's journey on this, like, I feel like that would really bring the music full circle for me. It would serve its purpose then. So yeah.
Well, and that's so cool that, you know, you really want to reach out and have that helping hand. Speaking of mentors, who have been your mentors along the way now that, you know, that there is a breadth of career here?
Yeah. Well, I've been lucky. So I've been lucky enough to, whenever I play, I'm usually the worst musician on stage, which is a really good thing, actually, Tracy. And so two of my biggest mentors have been the gentlemen that I've been, you know, lucky enough to play with for the last 10 years, I guess. Nazim Lakay and Steven Sankar, two obviously very accomplished musicians and Juno Award nominees, and they've played, you know, they've done the whole gig and had very successful careers out of it. And it's funny because, you know, we're kind of at different generations and, you know, different tastes in music, different personalities, but you know, I think every time we get together, it's pretty magical because, you know, we bring those different flavors, as well as, I think they kind of see me as like their musical son or whatever on stage, and they're always, looking out for how can we help Garrett, get to where he wants to get to. So I've been pretty lucky in that regard, and yeah.
Well, it always helps though to have strong mentors and to give you advice along the way. So we're almost at the end of this little interview. So any advice you have for budding musicians out there?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the best thing that I can leave. You know what? A great thing that I've just been doing lately is write every day and schedule that into your day and protect that time. So, whether it's 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day to start, just like plan that into your schedule and protect that time. And it doesn't matter if you write one line or a full song, like just practice your writing every day. I've really subscribed to that 10,000 hours, theory. And I think if you can write every day, you'll see the progress start to happen. So.
Okay, so you are going to come back and you are going to do a song for us, correct?
Yes.
A new release?
Yeah, No Sleep Mania. It just was released last month, and I'm excited to play it for you guys.
Okay, well, we can hardly wait. In the meantime, though, I have an interview with a budding young artist, Emmy Jean, and she tells me all about her life story, but also about her music and what it really brings to her. So here comes Emmy Jean, and when we return, a live performance from Garrett Nealis. Well, it's always great to discover new artists, and I am so pleased to have Emmy Jean on the Hue Spotlight. And Emmy, you know what? Not only is your voice incredible, but your look is so amazing. It's exotic. It is it's sexy. It's everything, and it is so cool. Canadian, yes, and it's yeah. I just saw the presser and your release, 1 Million Perfume. I read a little bit about the story behind it, and I go, yeah, this girl, she's got an interesting story. So welcome, and let's talk about Emmy Jean. You started your musical career pretty darn young, I'm going to say that.
Yes, first, Tracy, thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure. Yes, I started really young. I come from a small town. It's near Quebec City, so it's called Saint-Jean-Port-Joli. And I started singing with my mom actually in bars. I was underage, and I started singing, and I fell in love with the music right away. And it was for me already it was a passion. I kind of knew it, I knew it right away. That was like, I need to do this. That's what I want to do in life. So I started, really young, like 7. I think 7. I was already like singing with my mom in bars. So yeah.
So what kind of music were you singing back then?
Back then, we were actually singing Celine Dion and Barbra Streisand, Tell Him, the song. So I was really so my mom was listening to Mariah Carey, she was Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, like the diva.
Big, yes.
And so I was really inspired by that, obviously, to sing like the big voices. And I was listening to more like Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, and my brother was listening to Nirvana and Metallica. So I feel that like I was influenced by all these awesome, like different genres of music. And yeah, for me, so I was a little bit singing of everything.
And that is good. That is good. And also, you had, I guess, a little brush with stardom and everything like that, world traveler with a girl band, AKA. That is pretty cool. How did that did that start?
It was really fun. So, I mean, when I moved to Montreal, at first, I was like, I want to do music, but I didn't know where to go. I auditioned for this girl band. And it was such an amazing journey. And it was such an amazing experience because I was learning the stage and the real touring experience. Like, it was real. Like, it's not like, when you're young, you're like, I want to be a singer. But, like, you don't really know what's the deal. Like, you have to practice, that you have to learn songs, that you have to write songs. Like, you don't know everything. But with the girl band, that's where I really learned and took my experience with touring. And so we went to like 6-7 countries, Malaysia, Thailand, Dubai, we went to Morocco. So we really, like, for me, it was, I really loved touring with the band, and my suitcase, I was always ready. I was like, let's go, where are we going? So that was, and we met like so many fans there that I still have to these days, that are still following my journey. So it was a beautiful experience with the girl band.
And so when it disbanded, what happened? Like, definitely there must have been a void, right? And then how did you connect and move on to be a solo artist?
First, it was really like a huge heartbreak. I think it was the biggest of my life. I think it was really, I was devastated. I really didn't know who I was. I think like I didn't know who I was as an artist, but I think I was kind of lost as well of like where I wanted to go. So it took me a while. I wasn't singing for a while. I was really like it was a heartbreak. And at one point I met my manager that I have now, Sean, and he was like, you know what, like, you should like start a solo career. Like, you should try like by yourself. I was like, well, I don't know who I am. Like, and I went to, so my friend invited me to a show, and she was like, oh, just come and sing with me. And I wasn't singing for a bit, so I was like, okay, maybe I should do it. And that's when my manager was like, oh my God, like, you have to do this. Like, that's your, like, that's your purpose. That's what you have to do. You share like so much emotions through music. So I was like, okay, like, I really didn't know, but it took me a while to find myself. And I feel that now with this new EP coming up, I feel that like now it's more the sound that I wanted to go, the message, the lyrics. I feel more of a woman. I feel like more, yeah, I feel that I found myself, but I was really, it took me a bit, like I had to try a bunch of things first to really find who I was.
Oh, and that is a really, I think, one of the most important journeys, right? An artist has to do, is to really find out what their true sound is and who they are. And now you're finding you can connect to your fans now, right, Emmy?
Yeah, now I feel that like, I feel that, yeah, at first with the first EP that I released, I feel that it was therapy for me. I had so much stuff that I wanted to get rid of with the first EP, and and so much stories and things that happened. So I felt like I was, it was a therapy for me. So I did it, but I was feeling maybe it was, I don't know if I did it more for me, but at first I was like, yeah, I was doing it really like, I wanted to share these messages, but I feel that this second EP, now I feel that like, I feel more connected, and that I had like these more darker experiences that I talked in the first EP, and I feel like I'm having more fun, and that like I let go more. So I feel more open with everything I want to say, and yeah, and who I am now. So I think it's a process. I mean, it's a journey. We all learn. It's an evolution to be an artist. Like Lady Gaga started this way, and now she's like, with her latest album, she was something else. Like it's really like a journey, and I'm happy like to have fans following this with me as well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like taking your fans on a roller coaster ride. And if you mentioned Lady Gaga, I mean, it's always so interesting because you never know what she's going to do next. And I was going to ask you now, Emmy, at this point in your career, have you come to grips, so to speak, with being vulnerable, with exposing yourself out there, with maybe getting rejection, but hey, this is Emmy Jean, this is who I am, love me or leave me, kind of thing?
That's it. Yeah, I feel that I'm at this point right now with this new music. I feel that's like, this is it. This is my sound. This is who I am. I'm not gonna change it. Like it's me. And I feel that like I needed to go through all this heartbreak with the band. This first EP, I had like past experiences with teams as well, like with labels. I needed to go through all this to really now be ready to open up like even more with the lyrics and what I want to say and who I am. So yeah, so I feel that like now I'm ready. And just on, I mean, nowadays with social media, we have like we're so open, and before like we didn't see like the artists like just having their coffee in the morning. Like I feel that now it's like it's this, and I feel that now with this new music, I just want to show like just the regular life. I mean, what we live and what we go through every day.
Well, and I think that really brings in the fans closer to you, because we all crave that kind of reality, you know, if you call it reality TV or reality video. We all want that. We want to see a glimpse of the real Emmy Jean, whatever that looks like. That takes me now to this great song, 1 Million Perfume, and the whole thing about a scent. And, you know, we know that that scent is scientific. There are real scents that males give off and females give off. But yeah, the story behind this song.
So yeah, so this song it's funny because that was on tour with the band, and it's I really felt like a huge instant connection with someone. And when I arrived to the studio that day with Derek Hoffman, awesome writer, producer, mixer as well. He started, so it was the third day that we were having sessions, and on the third day I was like, oh, I want to run on stage, like let's have fun with this song, and I arrived at the studio and he started like this awesome production and beat, and I was like, oh, like it brought me back to this scent, like to this person. And I was like, it reminds me of this. And so I was caught up with the music, and rewrote 1 Million Perfume. And it was, I was addicted to this person's scent, and I was keeping a sample of this perfume in my purse. Unfortunately, for many reasons, and we didn't keep the relationship. But this song came out, so that's good. Very happy to share this one. This new song, it was released January 19th. So
and so the future, Emmy, hopefully touring, right? Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully touring, because I did a summer tour, super small, for the latest EP, but I didn't really tour that much this EP. Now I'm going to be able to combine these two EPs. So March 9th, I'm releasing a new song called No Emotion, No Tomorrow. It's in the same, I feel that it's like continuing a bit the sound of 1 Million Perfume. Very excited about this new song. There's going to be a music video too, so that's very exciting. And there's an EP coming out this May. It's called Why So Serious. So so I called it Why So Serious. And you're like, I see your face, you're like, oh, why so serious? Because I feel that like now I was maybe a lot serious in the first EP, and now I'm ready to like go and have fun. And I think with like the past 2 years that we had, we're kind of like, okay, why do we have to make things so serious? Like, can we just like have fun? And I feel that like that's what I had like with this new music. I was having fun and exploring even more. So so I'm ready I'm very excited about this new project.
Oh, wow. So you do have a lot going on, girl, and so exciting, right? 2022 is definitely going to be the year for Emmy Jean. We can hardly wait for the new EP to be out in May. And thank you so much. And we will have a video coming up shortly, an acoustic version, right, of 1 Million Perfume. Yes. Thank you so much, Emmy Jean. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
You've got my full attention, passion turned into could get away, I'm gonna run to wasted on this feeling, floating through the ceiling. I just can't believe it's taking over me. You've got my full attention, passion turned into action, pulling on my addictions. 1,000,000 perfume, not looking for distraction, just right violent reaction, set lost into motion. 1,000,000 perfume, I just can't believe it's taking over me. I just can't believe it's taking over me. You've got my full attention, passion turned into action, pulling on my addictions. 1,000,000 perfume, not looking for distraction, just right violent reaction, set lost into motion. 1,000,000 perfume.
I'm Garrett Nealis, and this is my song No Sleep Mania on the Hue Spotlight. No sleep, lying tangled in your bed sheets, electric fingertips exploring, just setting fires in the night. We left our window open, your neighbors probably pissed you're wearing nothing but those flowers on your wrist, and baby, you move so close, it's like you hold my body captive. You say you're feeling things you never could imagine. 6 hours or 3 days, don't know how long I've stayed. No place I'd rather be, because your bedroom walls are holding me hostage. 10 floors up in your downtown apartment, make me delirious, give me a stereo. You got me living in this no sleep mania, hallucinations taking over my head, while my hands won't let me leave this bed. Madness, hysteria, just keep me living in this no sleep mania. I swear it feels just like we're blacking out as you take us crashing to the ground. But you light it up so I can watch all your expressions, as every inch of you becomes my next obsession. Just stay here on the floor, let your records play some more. No place I'd rather be, because your bedroom walls are holding me hostage. 10 floors up in your downtown apartment, make me delirious, give me a stereo. You got me living in this no sleep mania, hallucinations taking over my head, while my hands won't let me leave this bed. Bring on the madness, bring me a stereo, just keep me living in this no sleep mania. I've never been this deep, look what you've done to me. I've never felt so free. Don't want this night to end, take all that I can give, just take the rest of me. Because your bedroom walls are holding me hostage. 10 floors up in your downtown apartment, make me delirious, give me a stereo. You got me living in this no sleep mania, hallucinations taking over my head, while my hands won't let me leave this bed. Bring on the madness, bring me a stereo, just keep me living in this no sleep mania. Oh no, 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 just keep me living in this no sleep mania. Bring on the madness, bring me a stereo, just keep me living in this no sleep mania.
All right. Well, I wish you could play some more, but that's all we have time for the show. No, I'm just kidding. It was an awesome song, folks. Garrett Nealis on Spotify and on social media.
At GarrettNealis.music on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Garrett, and thank you to Emmy Jean, and thank you for joining us here on Hugh Spotlight. We'll see you next week. We've got the Brothers Landreth. Have a great evening.